Morning everyone. My name is Nancy and today I will presenting the first topic is favorism. Okay, I would like thank to my team members for giving a biggest cooperation for the making poster. In this presentation, I will explain about the meaning of favorism, provide some example and discuss about misuse of authority and impacts and give some ways to prevent it. The meaning of favorism is when someone receives special treatment because of personal relationship instead of their ability, performance, or qualification. In simple words, I will say a person choosing someone because of their like them, not because they deserve it. Everyone should treated fairly and given equal opportunity. When we work at working space, we should be a fair to everyone. For example, a manager promotes their closest friend even though they have a professional employee or a better performance employee and pick the closest one. So others didn't get unfair treatment. And I would like say give another example that I personally affected is when I primary school, the the teacher give more opportunities or attention to the one student because they are know the student's family, while other student didn't get unfair treatment. It cause the student can't show their talent and feel uncomfortable. Next, once they feel uncomfortable, they will didn't came to present themselves in, into the people. And favorism is also not begin at working space, that begin at school also. If you ask why the favorism began, the favorism began based on their personal reference, not because their reference the merit mark. So I would like to say the head of the department, example manager, supervisor should treat fairly the employee. So because they didn't give chance to making unfair working environment. And the second point is misuse of authority. People in position of power should make fair and professional decision. That is a key point is in here, fair and professional decision. However, some may use their authority to give promotion, reward, and training opportunity to people they personally like. It creates so unfair. Even though the talented employee didn't get any of chances to prove themselves. And third point I will be say is impact of favorism. Favorism will impact the environment of working space. First of all, they are lost their trust because employee are work hard and didn't get appreciated. And in the point, employee will lose the trust on the company. Second, I will say reduce employee motivation because people believe their effort not be rewarded fairly. For example, the employee A didn't do nothing and get rewarded, and employee B do everything and didn't get rewarded. So their employee B will feel more down when for the other work they are need to submit. And third, I will say it will affect the teamwork Why I said favoritism affect the teamwork? Because once their other employee feel jealous because the employee didn't do anything get rewarded. If we means we happy with their environment, no, right? So they are unhappy to work with team member like that. If we are unhappy to work team member like that, are we go work? No, right? We feel so lazy to go work and face environment like that. So we decide to take off when we working days. If we try to get more off, what will the productivity happen? The productivity will become so slow, and the organization reputation also will damage because the talented employee to leave the company. So by then this, we can see the impact of favorism. It big biggest impact to the company or organization reputation. So we cannot take easily about favorism. And I would like to say how to prevent favorism. First, we need to take decision based on the merit or in performance mark. And we should treat every employee equally and fairly. Third, provide some ethics and integrity training to the HOD. First of all, HOD is the biggest part play the role of favorism. If the head of the organization didn't play the favorism, of course the employee cannot play the favorism role, and it make a fair and positive workplace. And to conclude, favorism may seem like a small issue, but it can seriously affect employee and organization. Fairness, honesty, and equal opportunity are building the trust and maintaining a healthy working environment. That's all from me. Thank you for the attention. And I would like to invite my next presenter to continue with the next topic. Thank you.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Today, I would like to talk about nepotism. Nepotism is the favoritism shown to family members or close friends, specifically by giving them job or unfair advantage. Nepotism can happen in business, organization, and even in government. Is it often considered unfair because other qualified people may lose opportunities? The example, a manager hires a relative even though another candidate is more qualified. So it basically happen within the family members or close relative. So the impact because of nepotism, it will destroy workplace fairness, kills employee motivation, and shatters organizational trust. So to prevent nepotism, organization should have fair recruitment process, clear policies, and select employees based on their skill, experience, and qualification. So, in conclusion, everyone should have equal opportunities based on merits, not family relationship. This help create a fair, professional, and successful workplace. Thank you. So, I would like to pass to the next presenter.
So thank you, Shami. My name is Vanessa. I'm going to present about conflict of interest. So first we're going to definition. Conflict of interest happen when a person personal interest influence their professional decisions at work. This means they may make decisions based on personal relationship or benefit instead of what is fair at organization. For example, a manager choose a close family or a family member or a close friend job promotion or contract if another employee is hired. This is unfair because the discipline is not based on ability. So for abuse of this can lead to abuse of power if they use their authority for instead of making fair and honest decisions. But they know rather than everyone equally. Facts are the traits among employees and trust in management, whose staff can damage the and productivity. To the prevent of interest, we practice time and follow ethical all decisions made fairly based on policy. So for the closing, conflicts of interest help and honest, trustworthy work together every good. That's all my part.
Okay, thank you. My name is Shalini. I will be explaining the impacts of favoritism, nepotism, and conflict of interest. First will be economic impact. When favoritism, nepotism, and conflict of interest occur in organization or government-related decisions, resources may not be used effectively. This can lead to financial losses, increased costs, and a heavier burden on taxpayers and the government. And the second impact will be reputation damage. Unfair practices and abuse of power can reduce trust in institutions. A damaged reputation may affect how citizens, investors, and other countries view the nation's governance and reliability. The third impact will be political impact. When people lost confidence in leadership due to unfair practices or poor governance, public dissatisfaction may increase. This can influence political decisions, including voting behavior and demands for greater accountability. Thank you. I'll pass this to another person.
Okay, so good morning. My name is Darshini Sarvanan. So today I will be talking about the case study and evaluation. I'm going to present our case study, which focuses on the 1MBD scandal, Malaysia. First, let us look at what happened. Billions of dollars from 1MBD were allegedly misappropriated through corruption and abuse of power. This case shows how the misuse of authority and conflicts of interest can lead to serious consequences. Next, who was affected? Malaysian citizen, taxpayers, government institution, and investors. The misuse of public authority for personal gain also created conflicts of interest and weakened accountability. The consequences were very serious. They include final losses, legal action, damage to public trust, and harm to Malaysia's international reputation. Sorry. Okay, yeah. They include final losses, legal action, damage to public trust, and harm to Malaysia's international reputation. The case also had economic and political impacts, including increased public dissatisfaction and an effect on Malaysian political landscape. So why is this serious integrity issue? It shows how corruption and conflicts of interest can undermine important values such as integrity, transparency, accountability, and public confidence. To prevent similar issues from happening, several recommendations can be made. These include merit-based hiring and promotion, clear anti-nepotism policies, ethics and integrity training, confidential whistleblowing system, and regular audit and monitoring. In conclusion, the 1MBD scandal teaches us that strong integrity, transparency, and accountability are essential. Leaders and organizations must take fair and ethical decisions and ensure that authority is never used for personal benefit. Thank you. I'll pass this to the next presenter.
Alright, thank you, Darshini. Okay, so I'm Durkashini Rangasamy, and my part for this poster is about the recommendations. So I'll begin with the first one, which is use of merit-based hiring and promotion. This means like choosing employees based on their skills and performance. Like for example, promoting a best performing employee instead of a friend or relative. So moving to the second one will be have a clear anti-nepotism policies. This actually prevents unfair treatments of family members. For example, managers or any higher level positions should not hire their relative without a fair process. So the third one will be ethics and integrity training. So to provide ethics and integrity training. So this helps employees make fair and honest decisions. For example, they learn how to avoid conflicts of interest. So the fourth one will be creating a confidential whistleblowing system. This actually allows employee to report unfair practices safely. Like for example, reporting favoritism without fear of punishment. So the last one will be conduct regular audits and monitoring. This actually helps to ensure decisions are fair. For example, HR reviews recruitment and promotion records regularly. So thank you.
So that's all from our group today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Done?
So, hi, I'm presenting about conflict of interest. So, the definition conflict of interest happen when a person's personal interest influence their professional decision at work. This means they may make decisions based on personal relationships or benefit instead what is fair of the organization. For example, a manager chooses a close friend or a family member for a job, promotion, or a contract, even though another employee is more qualified. This is unfair because the decision is not based on ability. The abuse of power can lead to abuse of because managers use their authority for personal gain instead of making fair and honest decisions. They may favor people they know rather than treating more equality. So the effect for this are that it creates unfairness among employees, reduce trust in management, and lowers staff, and also can damage the organizational reputation and productivity. So the prevention conflict of interest organizations shall practice transparency, follow ethical rules, and ensure that all decisions are made fairly based on qualification and performance. So in conclusion, avoiding conflict of interest helps build a fair, honest, trustworthy workplace where everyone has equal opportunity. So that's all from me, and sorry for just not lagging my part. So thank you, madam.